Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. This is it. This is the last day of 30 Blue Inks, 30 days. It is also the last day of my Great Blue Ink Challenge, day 91. I can't believe it. So, what ink have I chosen for this last day of Daily Blue Inks? Well, I have chosen my sample of TWSBI Midnight Blue from Goulet Pens. I did their Sapphire Blue a few days ago, and that was beautiful, but this is the one that I saw on Amanda B's channel that was just so gorgeous, so I really wanted to use it, so here we are. And I have to say, I am very glad that Goulet is going with larger labels. Here is an older Goulet label, and this is the new one, and the labels just have much bigger print on them. So thank you, Goulet Pens, for making the print on your labels larger, because some of us just have eyes that struggle with little bitty print. So I do appreciate the larger print, but anyway, I digress. So these are my two samples, and I am going to pour them together into one sample vial, so I will have one large sample. I haven't done that yet, though, but I will. And I also wanted to talk about my pen today. This is my Jinhao 992 in clear. And I was cleaning it out yesterday, and I cleaned and I cleaned and I cleaned, and I flushed it and I flushed it and I flushed it. And there was this bright aqua-colored ink just gushing out of it. And no matter how many times I flushed it, there was still this aqua-colored ink gushing out of it. So I soaked it for a while, and the ink just kept pouring out of it, and the water turned blue, and I dumped the water out and soaked it again, and there was more ink gushing out of it. It was like the ink was regenerating. I couldn't believe how much ink came out of this pen. And you know, I took the converter off. It was just the feed and the section and the nib, but there was so much ink in there. So I finally looked back at my, my booklet, where I've been writing down my inks. I've been writing down my daily inks in my journal here. So I was looking back to the last day when I used this Jinhao 992. And here it is right here. Can you guys see this? Ooh, what am I looking at? So this was all the way back on day 13. I put the Troublemaker Simoon in this pen. And it was a lovely ink, a lovely blue with lots of red sheen, but it was the dickens to get out of that pen. Now, I do have to say, this is a clear demonstrator pen. And of course, now there's the TWSBI ink is in there, which is dark blue. So you could see the dark blue ink in there. But even though it was so difficult to clean the Simoon out of the pen, it didn't seem to stain the pen in any way, which was very nice. So I remember that Chris Signs on her channel frequently grades the pens on the ease of cleaning. So I'm really bad about rating things and giving grades to things. But if I had to grade this, grade this ink on ease of cleanliness, I think I would give it a C. It did clean out eventually, and it didn't stain the pen. It was just a pain in the behind to clean it out, and so much ink came out of it. I completely disassembled the pen. The gentleman Thomas commented on one of my videos before when I was complaining about getting the liquid stuck in the sections of these pens, and he told me about the video on SBRE Brown's channel where he shows you how to disassemble the pen. And I won't do it now because I'll get ink all over my fingers, but you just unscrew the nib. You know, you unscrew the nib and the feed, and it comes out, and then you can clear out the section and get all the liquid and the ink out of there. So that was a lifesaver. Thank you so much for telling me about that. But I did that last night. I took the section apart, I took the nib and the feed out, and then I unscrewed the section, and then I pulled the nib and the feed out of the little piece I had just unscrewed, and I washed everything. And I eventually got all the ink out of it, but it was not easy. So I would say that this ink is not easy to clean out, but it didn't stain, so that was good. And I see a lot of ink in my cap here. So is that from the TWSBI? I don't know. I'll have to investigate that further. But anyway, I did want to mention about this moon. Difficult to clean. So let's move on with our TWSBI ink. So this is TWSBI Midnight Blue. And it is a sample. Although I highly suspect at some point in my life I will be purchasing a bottle of this beautiful ink. I bought one of the sample sets of the TWSBI inks when they came out last year, the little 6 bottles of ink. And again, I haven't used them that much, so I shouldn't jump to conclusions. I need to use all of the inks before I judge them harshly. But I'm really not that excited about any of them. I think maybe the purple one, I think it's royal purple. That one's kind of nice, but the other one's just kind of I don't know. How do you feel about that TWSBI sampler set? But then I saw that they came out. Oh my goodness, do you see this ink? Whoa, that is fantastic. Look at that. Ooh, I'm in love. Oop, and there goes my drip. Holy cow, it just ran off the page. Almost. It almost ran off the page. Wow. Wow, that is so beautiful. Okay, I'm in love. So anyway, TWSBI came out with these other inks. What was it? Is there a blue black, the midnight blue, the sapphire blue, the ones that come in the large bottles. I don't remember how many inks are in that new series, but those have, you know, looked fantastic. But I've only sampled the sapphire blue and this midnight blue. I haven't tried the other ones in those large bottles. Mostly I was hesitant to try them because I wasn't that excited about the little 6-bottle sampler that I had. But then I saw that midnight blue on Mandy B's channel, and oh my goodness, this is the one that I saw on her channel. It is so beautiful. So I think this one might be working its way to the top of my favorite inks. So I am going to set him up to dry here a little bit, and we're going to do our writing sample. Our final writing sample. Oh my goodness. Not the last writing sample I will ever do in my life, but just the last one for this month. Oops, what am I doing? I'm losing my mind. It's day 30. Okay, whew. And I can't spell. Goodness gracious, please forgive me. I had some technical issues with my video from the 29th, and I was up very late trying to get that uploaded, so Miss Mary has not had much sleep for the past couple of days, but that's okay. I will sleep well tonight knowing that I have completed my quest. And there I go talking again with the cover off of my pen, and the nib starts to dry out a little bit. Let me see, this is the clear one. Wow, that is so beautiful. And just for fun, I want to write about the eels. Thank you, Peter, on Instagram for telling me about that sentence. I just love it. All right, that is so beautiful. I love it. And again, I can't believe how much I've been enjoying these dark, dark blues. They're so beautiful. And I'm so glad that I've taken the time to experiment with them because, you know, I've mentioned before, my favorite blues are Horizon Blue, the Monteverde Horizon Blue and Colorverse Supernova. And those are both beautiful blues, but they're very bright, lighter blues, not these really dark blues. So that is gorgeous. And it looks like I saw some sheen coming out on the swatch. So I wonder if we'll see any sheen on this writing sample. Maybe later. Okay. Well, let us look at our swatch card here. Ooh, it's still drying. It's still very wet, but wow, look at that. Can you see that sheen? That is beautiful. Yes, it's still very wet, but so beautiful. Wow. Thank you, TWSBI. Oh my goodness, TWSBI, I love your pens, and now I love your ink. Well, let's see. What do we have over here? I feel like I've been doing a lot of dark blues lately, and I have because, like I mentioned yesterday, I used up all of my lighter, brighter blues over the past 2 months. So now that we've come to our final month of blue ink, I'm just getting down to the ones I haven't used before, and those are mostly the darker ones. But they have been so beautiful. Okay. So I'm picking out some of the ones that I had yesterday because our ink from yesterday, that was the Pleiades Blue Black. That was also fairly dark. It wasn't my darkest blue ink, but it was a darker blue ink. So our swatch cards today are going to look similar, but I think our result will be different. Okay, speaking of which, there is our ink from yesterday. Actually, that's not the swatch card that I made yesterday. Where is that? It is around here somewhere. My goodness. One thing I'm going to do once this month is over is get all of my swatch cards back in order because there are swatch cards everywhere. They're going to start coming out of the walls here pretty soon. Anyway, so this was our ink from yesterday. A blue black, which has that lovely grayish tone to it. And then our ink from today is that really dark, intense bluish purple color. So I do think I have some inks that are going to match that, but this is definitely not a match. And then of course there was Shinkai, which was a good match for those two. So those guys are definitely out. And there's Evening Sapphire. Again, more of that blue-gray tone. So okay, those guys are definitely out. So let's see, we've got Tsukio, definitely too light, although this one does have some nice sheen to it. Okay, so now we're approaching that darker color. Here is Noodler's Midnight Blue, one of my newer inks that I just recently purchased over at the Norfolk Stationery. So a beautiful dark color and definitely some sheen going on there. Oh, wait a minute. It just occurred to me. I heard that Noodler's Baltimore Canyon Blue was one of the only Noodler's ink that has a sheen. And here's this Noodler's Midnight Blue, and that definitely has sheen. Can you guys see that? This definitely has red sheen to it. I don't think it's showing up on the camera very well. So there is more than one Noodler's ink that has some sheen to it. So very interesting. You learn something new every day. Okay, so this one's looking more bluish purple, and this one's looking more teal. So here is Diamine Regency Blue. Now, that is much closer. Now, I think this might be darker. Actually, the TWSBI has so much sheen that the sheen is making it look purple. I don't think it's showing up on the camera very well, but this whole area of the swatch has some sheen going on. Wow, that is just fascinating. Oh, I love ink so much. It is just fascinating. It's like magic. It's like magic juice. I don't know. Okay, here is Pelikan Edelstein Tanzanite. Again with that lovely red sheen, but definitely not in the same color group. That's more of that blue-black color, that blue with that undertone of gray to it. And there is one of my newest samples, the Robert Oster Great Southern Ocean. And again, this is kind of a blue-black, more of a teal, like a dark blue-black teal. Is that a color? Lovely color, lots of beautiful sheen, and I really, really like this ink, but not close to our TWSBI ink at all. Definitely has some sheen going on, but totally different color. Okay, this is Private Reserve Midnight Blue. Definitely a bluer blue, not a teal blue, but not approaching the purple of these two inks. Now here is Diamine Oxford Blue, and this one has a bit more purple to it. So getting a bit closer. And gosh, I think these are probably my closest matches. So, and even this Oxford Blue, it's definitely much bluer, although it's hard to tell about the color because of all of the red sheen. Oh, excuse me, I just bumped the camera. But I would say probably Regency Blue is the closest one that I have, but Regency Blue is definitely more purple. This is a very dark blue with so much sheen that it's turning kind of purple. But the blue underneath all of this sheen is darker than the Oxford Blue. But they're all lovely, and I have to say again how much I have been enjoying these dark blue inks. So beautiful. And I am so happy that I saw this ink on Manda B's channel, because I thought I had a sample of the TWSBI ink that I would like. I got the TWSBI Sapphire Blue, which of course is that brighter blue that I always go for. And here is this ink that I would have completely overlooked, and it is so gorgeous. So I'm glad that we can all get together and share our different inks and explore these things together, because I've learned so much from people online, and I have seen people try things that I never would have thought of. So it's wonderful to share this information with other people and to learn so much from other people too. So thank you all so much for being here and for watching and sharing your love of pens with me and your love of inks with me. And thank you for sharing this journey with me. This is my first month on YouTube, and hooray, I made it. I made it through a month on YouTube. I can't believe it. All right, but hopefully many more videos to come. Probably not every day, because everyday videos are very exhausting, but definitely more videos to come in the future. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.